Lions TV, Happy New Year. Welcome to your first post-match analysis of 2021. New year, but definitely not new beginnings. An absolutely dreadful day at the Den yesterday. I did a video just before Christmas stating my reasons why I wanted Gary Rowett out. Usually I do the same sort of format where I'm a little bit bubbly and a little bit, let's take a look at the starting 11, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do that this time. And I'm not going to go off the cuff and from the heart, which I did last time about Gary Rowett. This time round, I've fully got stats, facts, attempts on target, crosses into the box. I've got a little bit of stato this time. I watched the game back this morning. I did put myself through it because a few things I said yesterday, as in Bart made so many saves, it could have been 10. And it wasn't said in the heat of the moment. I stand by that. It could have been 10. And even my boys, a couple of them said, oh, Bart made one or two saves. And I thought, well, maybe I did get it wrong. So I watched it all back again this morning and I definitely didn't get it wrong. So I pinpointed minutes, critical times within the game, attempts. I'm going to talk you through each save that Bart made because he made a lot. And my reasons why I do genuinely believe it could have been 10. Again, before I get into the game, which this video today will be more about the game than yesterday when I did full-time reaction. I stated more about Gary Rowett again and blah, blah, blah. This, I'm going to go more into the game. But before I do go into the game, I don't say things in the heat of the moment. I think about them carefully and I put them out there after careful consideration. And once I've give careful consideration and I've given my points, I also, I back them up. I don't just say what I want to say. I also give reasons for why I'm saying what I'm saying, etc., etc. So, again, now one win at home all season in the league. That's 1 out of 11. Which was a 2-0 win at home to Luton in midweek a while back. 4 wins. I keep saying 4. 4 wins in 21 there under Gary Rowett at home. Just a quick note I'll pick up before I get into the game. I see someone today say, can you really blame Gary Rowett? Well, yes, I can. And the reasons I believe I can blame Gary Rowett is, he's got shit, he's got this, he's got that. These are the same players that when Rowett came to the club, and they wasn't doing so well under Neil Harris, and they was quite low on confidence under Neil Harris. They then got rejuvenated under Rowett. These are the same players that he managed to transform, rejuvenate, and reinvent them almost. Some of them. He incorporated a new system, a new formation. One the players took to with a 3 at the back, the 2, and the 1. It worked so well. And I said at the time, there's players in all sorts of areas on the pitch that I don't think teams can deal with that. Now, teams have worked that out. Teams have sussed us out, and Rowett has no plan B as far as I'm concerned. The players, I don't think you can blame. It's not as if they're not playing for him. I mean, the players yesterday, Murray Wallace, Sean Hutchinson, Jake Cooper, Jed Wallace. These are players that always, Sean Hutchinson, if I didn't already say him, these are the players that always give their all. They are the core of our side. They're not playing for the manager, okay? They give everything they've got in every game. They give everything they got in yesterday's game other than Jed. It was the single worst individual performance I've ever seen from a Millwall player, almost, in recent times I can remember, from Murray Wallace. And I love him to death. But he was horrendous yesterday, along with the others I mentioned. It is worrying times. Now, I said, let's get into the game. Now, if we get into the game, first and foremost, we need to discuss the starting 11, okay? Now, I don't want to make this the hate on the Ginger Ninja show, but again, Gary Rowett, I said this in our group chat to the boys at Lions TV before the game. I said, I bet you any money he plays Woods today. And Kenny said, well, if he plays Woods, we draw or lose. Now, he's not singly that bad of a player. As we know, technically he's good. And I'll get on to later in the game with Parrott. He seemed to finally get forward and put through a lovely couple of balls for Parrott. So I don't know why he keeps playing with Bart Bulkowski's earlobe in the 6-yard box and he won't get off defenders' toes. Rowett's had 4 points from the last 2 games previous to what's happened yesterday. Now, why did he then change it? And why not change 3 or 4 or not change any? Why change 1? Why change the one player which we know from experience as a fan base and as he should know? Because if we can all see it, the manager should definitely be able to see it with his knowledge of the football, his experience in management, his experience in professional football in general over the last, whatever it is, 20, 30 years. He's been, he's definitely an established member of the football community professionally, let's put it that way. So if we all know that Williams and Woods doesn't work And for the last 2 games, we got results without playing that pairing. Why on earth? Why in the hell, I nearly said. Why on earth would you take out Ryan Leonard and put in Ryan Woods? The second he did it, I said it's game over. And I knew he'd do it. And why has he done it? What is his reasoning for doing that? Look, some of them had corona, that was confirmed. That's why games got called off. Woods wasn't involved at all. He wasn't even on the bench for the Nottingham Forest game. And then we had to call games off due to corona. So I'm not suggesting he had corona, but what I'm saying is he's been involved in every other game, started every other game, been on the bench. To not even be on the bench, maybe that's why Woods wasn't involved against Nottingham Forest. But don't put him straight back in. Another thing I was saying today before I get into the game as well, what I want to cover, Rowett's come out. I haven't seen this. I don't know where this is, but I've seen a lot of people saying it. Rowett said that 8 of the players had corona and they had to be involved in the squad anyway. Now, I'm not saying he's a liar by any stretch. If that's the situation, what I'm saying is, if we could have got that called off, if we got Bournemouth called off and we got Watford called off, because we had 4 players that had corona or 5 players that had corona, if we've now got 8, why couldn't we get that game yesterday called off? Because something was very, very wrong. Erratic performances. Let's get into the game. Coventry, by the way, come to town having not won in 5 games, lost 3 of their last 4 and not scored in any of their last 4. And they looked very good. They looked very good from the 20th minute onward. It was an absolute, it was the Alamo lining up. It was ridiculous. They did put some nice moves together at points, and I did say that during my live stream. Maybe they are a good side, but let's have it right. They're probably not. They're probably not. And they come to town, they smelt blood, they sense that something isn't right. And again, for people saying this is a bad run, I see one of our supporters, Steve Lee's, put this online. People need to get out of their head that this is not a bad run. It's just done under Rowett. These were the players he previously managed to rejuvenate, previously managed to motivate and get playing in a system that he wanted to play them in. They don't now do that. It's gone. It's finished. And you can just see it's written all over the players' faces on the pitch. And I'm not saying I don't want to play for him, but everyone can sense it. And again, for the people hating on me for it, I can't believe the backing that he's getting. I'm very, very shocked. And again, I half respect that. Well played. If people think that, I know what people think. People think me saying what I'm saying is having a knock-on effect. Now, if you think that, that's ridiculous because, yes, I've got not a bad following amongst the Millwall community, but if you genuinely think the players and the management give 2 fucks what I think, you're miles off. For one, they couldn't care less. They probably think, shut up, you fat prick, you've never kicked a football in your life, and they'd probably be right. Well, no, I've never kicked a football in my life, but they'd be well within their rights to say, who's this fucking idiot? So they're not interested in me. Don't worry about that. What I'm saying is not affecting it in any way, shape or form. And also, if you think by just saying, oh, let's back it, we've got to keep backing it, that is not the answer. Trust me, that is not the answer to say keep backing. Oh, he's our manager, let's stick with him, we've got to keep with it. When we're in the bottom 3 next month, you'll all go, fuck me, Rowett's got to go. So I'm just telling you now, what you'll realise next month is that, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not, to put 5 years of talking about our club and getting a good following from that, by, in my opinion, knowing what I'm talking about, it would have been very silly for me to say what I said. I said it early. I put it on Twitter yesterday. It's probably about a 60-40 split last time I checked. 3 weeks ago, that's wanting Rowett out. 60 want him in, 40 want him out. 3 weeks ago, that would have been 90-10. Give that another 3 weeks when we've got the games we've got coming up. And I don't think he can stay in his job. I honestly don't think it. And again, for taking off what Kenny said yesterday, in his full time, why do people think we're so blessed to have him? He come in, he did a good job, okay? He took off when Neil Harris left off, and we was very lucky in that sense because usually it takes club, I mean, look at Arsenal, for example, it takes them 3 or 4 managers, Man United, for example, to find the right manager to continue the good work and the progression. I want progression in my own life. I'll move forward. I'm not happy with just accepting the same old shit. I'm sorry, I know a lot of you do that and follow it blindly. I'm talking about the club, I'm not talking about your personal lives. And I respect you for that. That's all respect to you for that. But I'm not like that. I want more. I always want to improve. I always want better. And I think now Rowett come in, did a good job. It's gone very quickly south under him. And I don't think it's savable. And for that reason, I think we should get a new manager. Now, Gary Rowett isn't 45-year-old Gary Rowett from Bermondsey or from fucking Bexley Heath or from wherever, with your Kentwall or your fucking Millwall, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a job to him. He understands the implications if he doesn't get results, which he isn't, that he could lose his job. So, once again, I'll finally say, respect to you all for backing him and having the hump with me for wanting him out. He isn't a Millwall fan. He isn't a Millwall supporter. He isn't from the area. He isn't a Millwall season ticket holder. He is a football manager in a job like he's been in previous jobs, and he'll lose this one, he'll get another one. It doesn't, the level of loyalty being shown to him on the back of how bad our results have been, for me, is stupid. The game starts, the pitch is fucked, by the way, and that isn't for anyone's fault. I did hear on one of the social sites or whatever, I don't know where I saw it, but I definitely saw it, that we were supposed to spend money on a new pitch the summer just gone. Obviously, COVID put pay to that, so we're playing on this boggy mess, which sort of suits us at the minute because we've gone away from trying to play the Rowett way, and he's gone back a little bit to basics. And the formation again, by putting Ryan Woods in, I'm getting back to the starting 11, putting Ryan Woods in completely disjoints that team's shape, because it's not just one right back for right back. It's not one striker for one striker. It's someone who won't fulfil the role in their team that they're supposed to fulfil when he goes and stands in the back three, and it just kills it for us. It just kills it for us. By the way, him and Williams yesterday, Williams completely elusive. Woods worse than elusive, because all he kept doing was giving the fucking ball away in the first half and partly in the second. So those two defending the back three, when I say they're both too deep, okay, they are, but where the fuck were they if they were too deep? Because there was nowhere to be seen when the goals were going in. Game starts, within 20 minutes, not a lot's happening, balls in the air. You could see maybe the only way we're going to get the breakthrough, once again, is by set pieces. We used to try a corner with Jake Cooper, where he used to come in and score goals. Week or so ago, last home game we played, he's changed it now. He pulls to the back of the area, central, in line with a penalty spot on the edge of the D. That wasn't paying off. Yesterday we've tried to get him on the back post, and we know if we can't score goals from set pieces, then we are fucked, basically, because we've got no ideas going forward. Absolutely none. No one passes and moves. No one attacks with intent. No one runs at fullbacks. No one tries to take people on. It's very much this new age, pop, 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 and before you know it, we're on the edge of our box. Sorry, on the edge of their box, end up back on the edge of our box within 5 passes. So, the breakthrough comes. It's an arsehole lucky goal. Crossfield ball from Sean Hutchinson to Murray Wallace. Bit of an hospital ball, but he still could have dealt with it better than he did. He gives it away to that Dabo, causing problems all day long. And I said on my live stream, if you was watching it, that this guy is causing Murray Wallace problems early. We need to do something about it. But I'll get on to half-time at half-time. He's on the run. He cuts inside. Cooper, Hutchinson and Romeo are all out of position due to Murray Wallace losing the ball. Marlon Romeo is not 10 foot out of position. He's fucking 20 yards out of position. He's miles too far forward, but I can't hold him accountable because it's Murray Wallace who's give the ball away, and it's Sean Hutchinson who's give Murray Wallace a dodgy pass. A shot off the post, comes back, one of the 3 or 4 times they hit the woodwork in the game, by the way. And Jake Cooper's under pressure. He's running towards goal. I've watched it back again. I've watched it back time and time again. He tries to connect with it. Knife comes at him quick. And I thought to myself this morning, trying to think of alternatives, because you've got to think quick when you're a footballer, and he will be able to do that. He'll be able to react. Just step over the ball. But with a striker up his arse, if he steps over the ball and the striker sticks it in, people are going to go, why the fuck has he left that? He's tried to deal with it the best he can. He's come back at him fast off the upright. He's tried to stick it back from where it's come from, and he shanks it into the net. Can't really hold him accountable for that. If he hadn't done it, I think the guy following him in would have scored the goal. And I put that first goal down to partly Murray Wallace and partly Sean Hutchinson. Again, I said, I love both of them, but individually, 2 of the worst performances I've ever seen from Millwall players yesterday from those two. And that's it. We're 1-0 down. And it seems like when that happens, you can just sense it from looking at the players on the pitch, like, that's us fucked. Then not long after, of course, comes the second goal, interchanging, interpassing, nice play off the ball again, they're breaking lines, they're knocking 1-2s, they're getting beyond, and they get into the area. Ryan Woods pulls the guy back just outside the area, concedes a free kick. The free kick goes into the wall, comes back, the wall breaks, which is fine, but the second strike, the problem for me, Cooper is slightly more at fault than he was for the first, because what you never ever do is you never turn your back. And he's turned his back on the ball, he's hit him on the arse cheek and he's shot into the other corner. Now, yes, that is unlucky, but he's partly unlucky. Yeah, let's just say it's unlucky, and it's just the way things are going for us slightly at the minute. We aren't helping ourselves, but that definitely didn't help us. I'm not sure if it's going on target. If it did, it was going in the opposite corner, and it shoots in the other corner and goes past Bolkowski. And before you can blink, we're 2-0 down inside 25 minutes. And, even then, I said to people watching on the live stream, you might as well turn it off, because there is no way in the world we're going to get back into this game. So that's 2-0 down after 25 minutes. Then, remarkably, here comes the first of Bart Bolkowski's 5 brilliant saves he made in the game. And I had a row on Twitter. I don't usually get involved on Twitter. Well, not a row, a debate. A guy said, well, they had 4 shots. If you can't be bothered to watch the game, or you haven't got the £10 to pay to watch the game, please, don't fucking comment. Don't go and rely on stats, because stats are fucking lazy. They're from people that don't really want to be there and they're just pressing buttons. I watched the game, I've watched it twice. So when people say me, Bart made 4 saves, I knew he'd made more than 4 saves. That's not including, by the way, a goal-saving tackle from Marlon Romeo, 2 from Jake Cooper, and 1 for Sean Hutchinson, including them hitting the post twice and the bar. I think I was well within my rights to say it could have been 10. It could have been 10. If you've got any idea about watching football, it could have been 10 yesterday. I was going to break the clips up, put them on social media. I didn't want to be that toxic, and I didn't want to bollock him from the club for nicking the iFollow coverage. So 27 minutes, Bart Bulkowski's first save. I've written them all down to tell you in detail about the saves he made. Now, Woods gets caught in possession, shot from distance, 25 yards. It goes down to his right, it bounces just in front of him, and as a result, when he parries it, it actually goes up and over the bar, and he digs us out of the shit. And that was his first save on 27 minutes. On 41 minutes, it was a wayward pass from Hutchinson. Coventry get into the box, square pass, men over, and he shoots point blank from Bulkowski at his near post. He parries it straight off for another corner. So that's 2 saves Bart's made before half time. Of course, in between the 2 goals and those 2 saves, a cross into the box out wide, they get men over, and they had, by the way, crosses from wide areas, 14 yesterday, and a lot of them come from down the left. I've made notes of that as well. They also had 13 shots on target. Sorry, 13 shots, 7 of which were on target. I've sat there and counted it and watched it back yesterday. So people, please don't go on to Bet365 or the BBC if you didn't even watch the fucking game. And I'm guessing the geezer that come back to me didn't watch the game, because I said, honest question, mate, did you watch the game? And said why it's saying he never came back to me. So I'm assuming he didn't watch the game. So a point is getting involved in arguments, saying I'm looking for clickbait, I'm looking for views. I don't say things for views. It's a Millwall fan channel. In 5 years nearly, I've got 14,200 subscribers. If I'd have made out supporting someone else, like you all seem to think, or people say, oh, you don't ever support Millwall. I've got people, photos, programs that come back that I've supported Millwall since 1985. My dad supports Millwall, his dad supports Millwall. So people can say what they fucking like. I know what I'm talking about is true. I know the points I'm giving are valid, and I'll always back that. It's just non-arguments. So as I'm saying, in between the 2 goals and those 2 Bart saves in the first half, of course, crossing to the box. Funny enough, someone said on the live stream, Jake Cooper's on an hat-trick, and he fucking, I don't know what he's doing, but we get a little bit of luck there because it comes off the bar, another cross from wide, another time when this Dabo's absolutely terrorised Murray Wallace. Poor Murray probably had nightmares last night, and I love Murray as a Millwall player, and I'm always an advocate for him to get in and start games because he gives everything. But he was just out of his depth yesterday against this Dabo. This guy took absolute liberties with him, and again, Cooper, again, off the bar. So they've hit the post with their first goal. They've hit the bar there. That's twice woodwork. 2 very good saves from Bar and 2 goals by half-time. It could have been 4 or 5, 6 by half-time. So we get to half-time, and this was a massive thing that I noticed. Again, I've got notes here, half-time. Fucking notes everywhere today. I've really gone to town. I've really took my time because I want to get all my points across. And sometimes just going off the cuff and going from the heart doesn't cut it. You've got to actually back it with everything. If you played for iFollow yesterday, I'll even tell you the minutes that the incidents happened. If you want to torture yourself like I did, you can go back and watch them. So, half-time. This is the big problem for me now, because when Gary Rowett first got the job, and I always refer back to the Charlton game at home, he wanted to win the game. So he brought on Aidan O'Brien and Matt Smith, and we won the game. He used to change things to try and win games and affect football matches, shut up shop or try and affect it and get a point or win a game. At half-time yesterday, bear in mind you can make 5 subs at a minute. Sean Williams, who I love, was completely elusive, okay? Ryan Woods was worse than elusive because he kept giving the ball, just kept passing the ball to the other team. Don't know why he's ever, don't know why he's playing for our team. I honestly don't. On top of that, Murray Wallace is getting absolutely terrorised by Dabo. Now, we've got 2 options on the bench. You could have had 3. Junior Tienza's not there. You wouldn't want to put Junior Tienza in that situation. So you go with someone experienced. You go with, not Scott Malone in that case, you go with Shane Ferguson, who, again, I don't think is fantastic, but he's an experienced international, an experience at this level. He's quicker than Murray Wallace, and just say, Fergie, go on and out defend against this Dabo. Don't try and get forward, just defend against this Dabo. You have to change it. And someone said on social media, oh, well, Fergie's not very much quicker than the Murray Wallace. Oh, I'll just leave Murray Wallace on to carry on getting absolutely buried, which he did. And then another massive thing that I forgot to say in my full-time reaction yesterday, which leads me on to, get Woods off, get Williams off at half-time, and get on Ryan Leonard and Ben Thompson. And yes, I know you're probably saying, bang on, you slag Ryan Leonard off down the years. You slag Shane Ferguson off down the years. You say Ben Thompson's not the greatest technical player. No, but you stick Ryan Leonard and Ben Thompson, that centre midfielder, said, get on there in the second half. The first fucking chance you get, you absolutely fucking wipe one of their players out. stick a tackle in, because that's what it needed yesterday. It needed someone to say, what the fuck's going on here? Let's take a bit of responsibility and absolutely get on and crunch someone. Stick one on one of them. A hard, fair tackle I'm talking about in the opening minutes. It didn't happen once in the game. Not one of them. No one said, oh, fuck this, I'm not having this. Bosh, take hold of that and let's move forward now. Didn't happen. And if you'd have put on Leonard and he'd have put on Thompson, they would have given everything. You can't knock Leonard. He goes down injured in every game because he's always getting stuck in and getting kicked. And yes, he's not the fucking best player in the world. And neither is Shane Ferguson. But you can't just leave it as it is. Instead, he takes off John Danny Bavarson, who, yes, hadn't had a fucking kick, but it wasn't his fault because he doesn't get any service. Same with Bradshaw. Bradshaw had one chance in the game in the second half, which he fought for himself through hard work. Yes, he's hit one on his left foot, and he might be disappointed in his current form that he didn't hit the target. But again, that's the only chance he's had in the game, one by him chasing defenders down himself. Nothing's created, and this is why he's put Scott Malone on light for Mason Bennett, who was a complete waste of space again yesterday. And I will keep saying it, I think he's completely wasted that wide. Yes, he kind of against Bristol City and scored a nice curler, but he needs to be central if he's going to play for us. And he puts on Scott Malone, who again, it was just fucking... Who's seen that Spider-Man meme where they're both standing there pointing at each other wearing the same thing? It was a complete waste of substitution. In no way, shape or form was that ever going to affect the football match. It just wasn't. He should have gone 3 subs at half. Well, I'd have been tempted to make 5 at half time. The 2 centre mid should have come off straight away, put on Thompson and put on Leonard. You know they would have got stuck in. You know they put tackles in and crunched a few people and at least try to raise the tempo and get a bit of togetherness going. And Shane Ferguson at left back to try and someone different to try and contain this Dabo guy, by the way, who is from Southwark, come through Chelsea's ranks, which is another fucking annoying thing, because I've seen that Eze score a goal of the season yesterday. But now we've got a new head of recruitment. That's another video for another day. So, we're moving to the second half. And as I said, the subs he made were pointless. It's absolutely pointless. It wasn't going to affect the game in any way, shape or form. And as a result of that, they start the second half as they started or ended the first. And Jeb Wallace gets caught on the ball. The only time I realised he's probably on the pitch until he scored the penalty. Shot from distance again, thunders off the post, and we're lucky, I guess, twice now they've hit the post, and once they've hit the bar, they're already 2-0 up. Bart's already made 2 saves. So again, I will keep pointing to the fact, more saves to come from Bart. And again, I go back to these stats and these statisticians, they're lazy fuckers. Because I know exactly why they haven't said that Bart's made so many saves, because the best one he makes is actually from a cross, a mis-hit cross. But I'll get onto that in a bit. Right, okay, so then the game after that, we're 2-0 down. Nothing's really happening. 67 minutes, Zohor comes on with Troy Parrott. Now, this is the only thing that I can sympathise with Gary Rowett for. Ken Zohor, and I said this when we signed him, he's going to be the man for us. I could tell it in one game. It just looked like he was a focal point. It just looked like we had someone that the rest of the players went, yeah, fuck me, okay, we'll play with you, Ken, we'll play off you, and things will happen. He looks a class above. I've got that from looking at his goals he scored for fucking Cardiff, and in the one game he played for us. He's just got a presence. He's just there. He's not afraid to bring the ball in, roll people, turn and attack, and people want to play off him. You could see that in the one game that he played. And when they came on yesterday, I could just sense, I said this again during my live stream, that the Coventry players went, oh, fuck me, now we've actually now got a reason to sit. Because they was taking absolute fucking liberties going forward. Fucking Cruyff turns, 1-2s, fucking step overs. It was an absolute disgrace what we was allowing them to do. And as I said, how no one's gone, fuck this, and put a tackle in on one of them, I don't know. So Zohor comes on. Then we start playing. But just before we equalise, it's the best save of the lot from Bart. It's the one I mentioned earlier. It's his third very good save of the game. Left winger, is trying to stand up. Sean Hutchinson standing him up, sorry. And he finds a yard. He clips in the cross. Bart's obviously by the North stand at this point. It's coming from the Kitchener side. And it's gone over his head. It's a mis-hit cross because there's no one really in the box. But it's going in. Bart dives sideways and backwards and claws it from behind himself and pulls it out of the bag. It's an unbelievable save. For those donuts who didn't watch the game, the reason the stats men haven't said that's a save, I believe, is because it was actually originally a cross. But make no mistake, it's the best save of the lot. It's going in. It's the third very good save that Bolkowski's made during the game. After that, we went up the other end. Zohor shows his presence, shows what he's about and his strength, brings the ball down from far away, holds off a player, lays in Jeb Wallace. Jeb Wallace, right foot shot, low. The goalkeeper gets down and saves it. It's the first time he's dived in the game. Other than that, it was a Sean Williams right foot piddler that was more of just the ball over the top that bounced, which I suppose you could count as a shot on target. And then after that, something weird happened. Parrott seemed full of beans, seemed like he had a point to prove. He's very erratic. He's fucking here, there and everywhere. He's obviously come on to play as a 10, but it's definitely his position to just roam in and around and have a sort of a free role. But what Ryan Woods at this point now Parrott comes on, Ryan Woods, for everything I've slated him over the last weeks and months, Ryan Woods starts putting forward unbelievable balls. He slots in a brilliant forward pass, and for some reason he's where he should be, which is high up in the midfield supporting our strikers. He slots a lovely pass through to Parrott. Parrott gets brought down, penalty boss. Jed doesn't miss penalties often. 2-1. And somehow, miraculously, we're fucking back in the game. After this, Woods is at it again. Woods picks out Parrott again. And as I said, I will say, if he does good things, he's put 2 beautiful balls through for Jed. It's very similar, for Parrott, it's very similar to the balls he did put through for Jed, Cholton away. He has got those killer passes. So why the fuck is he trying to wedgie Sean Hutchinson and Jake Cooper every 2 minutes, standing in the back 3? I don't know whether Rowett's telling him to do that. I don't think he is. But again, if I was a defender or as a goalkeeper, I'd say, Woods, why don't you fuck off and play where you're supposed to be playing? Because if you do that, you can actually unlock doors like you've just proved. He picks out Parrott again. I don't know if they've got some sort of understanding, whether they think they're a level above what the rest of the players are. Maybe Woods, thinks that Parrott can see his range of passing and vice versa. But it did work, and for 10 minutes, Ryan Woods put through 2 brilliant passes for Parrott. Parrott scuffs this one and think he was offside anyway, and it goes just over. And I'm thinking, we could get back in the game here, but obviously we didn't after that. And I think it was Chitty that said this in his thing. Why do we wait for things to go wrong before we realise we've now got to try and make things right? Why don't we start on the front foot? We try and claw back once we've gone behind. So, 79 minutes on the clock. Here's Bart Bulkowski's 4th very good save of the day. From distance, again, they did shoot well from distance, Coventry. I will give them that. But again, where's these 2 deep midfielders that won't get forward? Where are they protecting the back 3? The back 3 have been in for a lot of stick lately. We can see a lot of goals lately. And I don't know. Listen, Cooper, of course, yesterday, and Murray Wallace and Hutchinson were all bad. But the goals are coming through them not being protected, through runs from deep, through runs through the middle and shots from distance and balls from out wide. I don't feel the midfield are helping out enough, but they're not getting forward. So it begs the question, what the fuck are they doing? Anyway, this one is another brilliant save. Left-footed, bounces again right in front of Bulkowski, down to his left. He gets fingertips on it and sends it wide for a corner. So that's a 4th very good save from Bulkowski. There is one more to come, of course, in the 84th minute. This is absolutely bizarre, by the way. If you haven't watched it back, try and watch it back. Jake Cooper gets the ball. And bearing in mind he's on the edge of his own box, he knocks it into Ryan Woods, who's got 2 men approaching him. Woods could have bounced it to Marlon Romeo, yes. Woods tries to take it, but watch Jake Cooper. Watch what Jake Cooper actually does. He's going for a 1-2 and he starts fucking gallivanting, marauding towards the halfway line. It's absolutely bizarre. I don't know what Cooper's doing. I might actually put that clip out on social media because when I watched it back this morning, I thought, wow, what the fuck is he doing? He's trying to knock it into Woods on the edge of his own box while Woods has got 2 men up him. And then he's gone beyond Woods looking for, I don't know where he was going. He just went on a fucking sprint. It was crazy yesterday. It was a mad day. Anyway, Woods gets caught on the ball. It gets nicked off him. 2 of them go through. It's a one-on-one. Bart Bulkowski dives the wrong way. And it comes off. He sticks his right foot out. And it comes off his right foot because he's diving in the wrong direction. And it goes out for a corner. And that's the 5th brilliant save that Bart Bulkowski's made. Not 5 brilliant saves. Made 4 very good saves and 1 standard save. So he's made 1 down to his right. He's pushed in the first half. It's gone over the bar. He's made 1 point blank that he stood up for and he's pushed around the corner. Then he's made 1 down to his left that I just said about. He's made a 1-on-1 that I said about. And also the best one of all, of course, was the cross that he clawed from behind him. So Bart's made 5 brilliant saves. They've hit the bar once through Jake Cooper and they've hit the post twice. So that's 8 very good chances. As I said, I was going to clip all this up, but I didn't do it in the end. I haven't got fucking time. This video is already 30 minutes long. Jesus Christ, thanks for staying to the end if you have. But Marlon Romeo, Jake Cooper, twice, and Sean Hutchinson have all made last-ditch, throwing their bodies on the way, shots on target that were going to almost definitely go in from close range. People will argue when they're defenders, that's what they're supposed to do. But I'm just saying to you, it could have been a heavy, heavy defeat yesterday. Why would I say something that I didn't mean? It just wouldn't make any sense. The whole basis of this channel is I give my thoughts and opinions on the game. If I start saying stupid shit, people are going to turn off. I'm not doing it for views. You'll just get people, you'll get less views. You'll people going saying, this geezer's lost his head. What is he on about? So there you go. There's all my notes that I can think of. It's a frustrating time at the club. It really is. And again, I respect all of you for backing Gary Rowett as you are. But I don't think what I'm saying is ludicrous. It's more than fair. 1 win at home all season. 1 win at home in 11. I think we've won 1 out of our last 13 games, something like that. We've won 4 in the last 21 at the Den under Gary Rowett. It isn't good enough. It isn't good enough. And everyone's saying, well, the January transfer window's open. Luckily it is. We haven't got any money. We've got fuck all. And if we do have money, he's only going to be out bringing 1 or 2 on loan. There's not going to be a massive influx of players, 5, 6, 7 players coming. It's not going to work like that. It doesn't work like that. It never has worked like that. Millwall never will. Not unless Husky buy the club. But I don't think JB wants to sell. Fair play to him. He's been with us through thick and thin. But yeah, listen, I don't think what I'm saying is unwarranted. I don't think, but the facts are there. The facts are there. We've been absolutely torn to pieces yesterday. We was torn to pieces, make no mistake. 2-1 is a flattering scoreline. We should have lost that game heavily, fucking heavily, and we didn't. Against a team that hasn't won in 4 games, 5 games, hasn't scored a goal. They haven't scored 1 goal. Bear in mind, that's one of the best. I don't ever remember a goalkeeper of ours being that busy in a game. And again, after the game, when even people, a few of my boys on the videos went, oh, Bart made 1 or 2 saves. No, I think it's Lee Chitty. Sorry, Chipmeister, mate. You made fucking 5 brilliant saves. 5 very important saves on top of them hitting the woodwork 3 times and other goal-saving tackles. I don't think what I'm saying is unwarranted. I think it's completely fair. His time is up. It's not going to change, in my opinion. Zohor could be the one to help us, but not just that now. We've got serious issues at the back as well as going forward. I don't know. And to not bring Thompson on or Leonard on at any point there. As I said, look, there could be a case of COVID. We obviously missed 2 games over Christmas, Bournemouth and Watford due to COVID. But if 4 players had COVID at that point, or 5 players had COVID at that point, which I believe was roughly the number, then if we've got 8 players with COVID, how can we not have these games called off? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And for me, it makes no sense for you not keep backing Gary Rowett. I'm sorry. Benjamin Bloom joins me tomorrow because another non-argument is, well, who are we going to get? Who are we going to get? Well, who's going to want the job? We're a massive club. Make no mistake. We're a very notorious, famous, intriguing club, smack bang, established championship club in the centre of London. There will be loads of people that will want the job. Don't worry about that. People go, oh, he ain't going to sack Rowett, mate, you know, because it's money and that. It's going to cost us more if we end up in League One. Fucking make no mistake. So Benjamin Bloom joins me tomorrow. From an outsider looking in, maybe he can set me straight a bit. Maybe I am being too dramatic, but I honestly don't think I am. And he's going to give us, through his wealth of football knowledge, some very interesting ideas over if it did happen and Rowett did go, who could potentially be his replacements. There's managers out there. There's been loads that wanted it. Ian Holloway's available. No, I'm joking. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Join me tomorrow live on YouTube so you can ask Ben questions yourself. It's going to be around 7 or 8 p.m. Keep an eye out on our socials for that. And try and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I really, really hope Gary Rowett turns it round and in weeks to come you're sending me this video saying, you silly fat YouTube prick. But I honestly can't see it. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Gary Rowett out. Come on, you Lions.